Good morning, class. Now, during her 5-year reign, Catholic monarch Queen Mary I would gain her nickname Bloody Mary, as she was responsible for the persecution of hundreds of Protestants by burning them at the stake over in England. Now, let's fast forward. The first Protestant colonials in America would carry with them this continued resentment from the persecutions that occurred against the Protestants in Europe. Now, since Protestantism dominated the early colonists, it would lead to publications being written to denounce Catholics, to include laws within the colonies that were meant to specifically limit the rights of Catholics. Now, hostile acts would continue to plague the Catholic immigrants who also would come over to the colonies, and they really were not able to gain some acceptance until the onslaught of the Revolutionary War. Now, for this video discussion, I have chosen Catholicism in early America as the denomination in which I'll highlight. Now, during the Revolutionary War era, Catholics became somewhat tolerated as they were typically on the wealthy side and were more reserved with their displays of devotion. And a good example of this acceptance comes from the signing of the Declaration of Independence by Charles Carroll, who was a practicing Catholic. Now, the end of the 18th century and on into the 19th century would find really a rise of Catholics within the colonies from approximately 20,000 on into the millions. But the resentment still would continue. Now, the Catholics would continue to be oppressed, but would eventually define that separation between church and state as they established schools, hospitals, etc., that operated under the Catholic worldview. This was around the time of Pope Pius IX. However, Catholicism would steadily grow in importance and the worldview into the 20th century and become more of a widely accepted religion. The culmination of this point would be with the election of John F. Kennedy, a practicing Catholic, as President of the United States. This is a brief backstory of Catholics in American history. However, I would argue an important aspect of this church in relation to early America would be formed around it being a predominant religion in Latin America and had a strong presence amongst the explorers and highly influenced exploration of and founding of the Americas. Additionally, they continued to add value in just basic transformations of society through a variety of movements that we've seen throughout history, and basically have strived to change the norms that were once accepted but really were not tolerable for the Catholics at that time. Thank you.